For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Come on! Wait up!
Is everyone ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in high levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Welcome to round 21 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. This afternoon, it's Adelaide United versus Para Hills. Before we talk more about this match, a quick look at the table before commencement of this round. Keep in mind, much of round 21 already played out last night. Adelaide City finished round 20 in top spot, just a single point ahead of West Torrens Bacalla. Metro Stars in third, trailing top spot by 4 points. Beergrad in fourth spot, 5 points off of third, but just 1 point ahead of Playford in fifth, with Croydon in sixth, 3 points clear of Adelaide United in seventh spot. A little further down, Campbelltown in 10th, above Comets in the relegation zone, a game in hand, above Para Hills, whose relegation fate has already been decided. We'll talk more about the mid-round standings in a moment though, but now let's touch on today's lineups. For Adelaide United, 3 changes made by head coach Paul Vanis following last week's impressive draw to Metro Stars away with just 10 men by the end of it. Today, in come Sesko, Wojcic and Alagic. Out come Monga, Motashami and Crawford. Monga goes down to the bench, but Max Tooley, after being dismissed in the 37th minute, also comes out of the squad. For Para Hills, just one change made by head coach Joe Allison following last week's game away at Kilburn Sportsplex, where they missed out on a point due to a last-minute West Adelaide equaliser. Big end for them today, Yuto Nishi, but making way is Jordan Watson, who's a player that's shown some promise in recent weeks for Para Hills, but he will not be in the lineup at all today. Our officials today, Joseph Bashevsky, Ibrahim Saidi and Joshua Farrell, and Simon Jimenez is keeping you company for the next 90 minutes of football. Another game underway as we speak. We had a bit of a reshuffle of the schedule coming into this round. We expected a fair bit of rain, but at the moment above Adelaide it looks pretty nice. We do have another game happening just down the road from where we are at Regency Park, Croydon FC against Sturt Lions. And we'll get you a update in that score in just a moment. In fact, I can do that for you right now. 27 minutes in, Croydon FC and Sturt Lions are all tied up. A little bit of time before the teams come on to talk about the current ladder standings though in the matches that have already played out this round. Adelaide Comets hosting Metro Stars last night. Comets sealing their relegation fate after going down 1-0 at home, so they will be going down to State League 1 next year. It's the first time they won't participate in the NPL since the NPL's coming into fruition here in South Australia, so they'll be in State League 1. Meanwhile, Adelaide City got a result against Playford City. Just 1 goal scored in that one at home for Adelaide City, and it was enough to keep themselves on top spot. Campbelltown did what they needed to do to steer clear the relegation zone, and now they have secured their spot in the NPL for next year thanks to that 2-0 win against FK Beergrad. West Torrens Bacalla, a big win against West Adelaide. 6-1 in the end. They still trail Adelaide City by 1 point in the standings, but at this point it's a 2-horse race with Metro Stars running out of time to try close that gap with current league leaders in Adelaide City. And as we said, Croydon FC and Sturt Lions play today. That could have some consequences in terms of that final spot on that ladder, that final playoff spot, number 6. And Adelaide United against Para Hills here. Adelaide United going into this round sat in 7th spot on the ladder. So a win today will help keep that pressure on Croydon FC. And the sun's just poked its head out here at Jeps Cross above pitch 2 at Service FM Stadium. So the rain we were fearing, no sign of it tomorrow. Looks like that's going to wait until tomorrow. While we await kickoff here, looks like just a short delay. There's a fair bit to tell you about that we're looking forward to, including the HPG Homes State League 2 Championship Final. It's going to be a massive night at Service FM Stadium next Friday. Vipers FC will take on Pontian Eagles in the HPG Homes State League 2 Championship Final, with promotion to the HPG Homes State League 1 on the line. Both teams will be determined to seize their opportunity and finish the season with a victory on the big stage. Kickoff is at 7:15 p.m, so gather your family and friends and be there for a huge night of football finals. Get your tickets at the NPLSA website. Going to be a big one as both of those teams try to find their way back into the second tier of South Australian football. Meanwhile, not quite as competitive as NPL. But if you love your footy and you want to stay fit during summer, get into 5AA Football 5s. No skills, no worries, no time to train, no need. 5-a-side soccer, smaller fields, smaller goals, and quick 20-minute halves with unlimited subs. So it's great for all fitness levels. Perfect for friends, family, kids. Fast, fun football for everyone. So spend your summer nights under lights. Proudly powered by 5AA, always Adelaide. Registration's open on Sunday, the 9th of August, tomorrow, at the NPLSA website. Look for the Football 5s link. Both benches making their way onto the pitch at the moment. On the benches for these two sides, Adelaide United, the home team today. Israel Monga, Hugo Ng, the backup keeper, Sajid Nasiri, Casper Kuzman, Riyad Rahidi, and Karen Long. On the bench for Para Hills, their backup keeper is Caleb Robinson. Wearing the number 2, Hillel Ipakdal. Number 7, Konstantinos Tsiopoulos. Number 8, Isael De Cavallo. And number 10, Marcus Gajic. Both teams making their way to the pitch, and we'll get play underway shortly. As we said, Adelaide United will be desperate to pick up all 3 points this afternoon and keep pressure on that top 6 ahead of our final round, round 22 next week. And for Para Hills, playing for pride at this point, they'd love to pick up their first win of the season here today against Adelaide United. Last time these two sides played was back in round 10 of this year, with Adelaide United getting a 2-0 win away. The scorers on that day, Harry Crawford and Alex Battistella, in the 47th and 93rd minutes, respectively. Neither of those players will suit up for Adelaide United today. Harry Crawford was in the 11 last week, and Alex Battistella has since moved on to another NPL club. Now referees doing the coin toss now. As we said, Joseph Buchevsky in the centre, assisted by Ibrahim Saidi and Joshua Farrell. Wearing the captain's armband for Adelaide United this afternoon is Luka Blazovic by the looks of it. That's changed since a little bit earlier on. And Jackson Merritt wearing the number 3 for Para Hills has the armband for them. Plenty of excitement around the Adelaide United camp at the moment as they, of course, get ready for the A-League season. As we do after watching this young red side play all season in the RAA and NPLSA, you always wonder who's going to be making that step up and make an impression for the upcoming year. But there's another chance for some of these players to impress starting next Friday with the Otten Invitation Cup that's going to be taking place in the Netherlands. SE Palmeiras is the first game for Adelaide United in that tournament. So, as we said, PSV Eindhoven, Manchester United, and SE Palmeiras all taking place in that competition, and a whole heap of players that are in front of us here that'll get the opportunity to ply their trade internationally. Looks like we're about to get underway, about 7 minutes or so behind schedule. Adelaide United in the usual red, kicking from left to right. Para Hills wearing the black and white kit today, and we're underway. Nicola goes to Tattoo. Back to Nicola. Mitch Knight plays it to his centre-back pairing for today in Fazo Kasimovic. Here's Nicola again. It's Alagic. Was looking for Joey Garucci on the wing. Para Hills get the touch, but back under the control of Adelaide United quickly. Here's Blazovic. Takes Adejo for a run. Picks out Nicola, who spots Amlani Tattoo to his right. Alagic again. Just trying to find himself in a little bit of space, but Para Hills win it. Now, here's Nishi trying to run onto it, but Malawal Nicola gets there first. Knight looking at his options. Fancies a runner up front, but doesn't manage to pull it off in the end. That's another change from the earlier team sheet that we've seen. So Ali Motashami, who I said wasn't in the starting 11, he is on the pitch at the moment, wearing the number 46 up front. First throw-in of the match here for Para Hills. Here's Motashami. Slipped it through to Amlani Tatu, who takes a first touch, a second, may shoot now, and he does. We're off the mark already. Just a couple of minutes in, Adelaide United make it 1-0. Who else to do the damage but Amlani Tatu? One of the players that will be during the season ahead to see if he can make his mark during this A-League season. Been some heavy defeats for Para Hills so far this year. And an early one conceded won't be great for the confidence. They did put together a little bit of a better performance last week. As Garuccio slips in, he may get another chance here. Gets past Di Maria and converts it. 2 up for Adelaide United. Top scorer for Adelaide United adds 1 to the tally. He now has 7 during this RA8 NPLSA season. Brilliant start from the Adelaide United point of view. Another nightmare first 5 minutes or so for Para Hills. Days early quickly check in with the live ladder. If Adelaide United youth pick up all 3 points this afternoon, it'll put them up to 7th. Croydon FC currently sitting in 6th. From a live ladder perspective, they'll stay on 29 points. They're currently all tied up with Sturt Lions. Here's another chance for Adelaide United. It's Blazovic this time and makes it 3. Just 19 years of age, former Croatia Raiders player. Makes it 3 in almost as many minutes. And this horror start for Para Hills gets a little bit worse. Back underway. Yumatso. Ball quickly put out for a Para Hills throw-in. Here's Adeo. Siani will try to get there first. A little bit of a slip from the keeper. He's on his feet. Dangerous ball out though. Adeo fancied it, but it's cut off quickly by Knight. And it goes out. It will be a Para Hills corner. Oluwafemi Adeho, front and centre, just ahead of Larasesco. Doesn't quite make it into the middle of the box. Shot from outside from Scosiani, but that goes straight into the car park. Extra ball, which means we'll be back underway quickly via Mitchell Knight and Larasesco. 3-goal buffer very early on means they'll have the ability to be patient now, Adelaide United, but somehow I think these young players will be eager to impress. Less than a week away from that Otten Invitational tournament where the under-19s will be in action against some of the world's best. Here's Garuccio. Goes back to Knight. Possession well and truly favouring the young Reds so far. Long ball from Garuccio. He wants Amlani Tatu to get there first. Peak puts it out of play, and it will be a corner for Adelaide United. Looks like it'll be Garuccio to take. He spotted Amlani Tatu and fancied him as an option, just approaching at the edge of the 18-yard box, but he doesn't get to it. But they win it back quickly, Adelaide United, and he now goes out of play for a United throw-in. Maluel Nicola will be the one to take. Draw last week for Adelaide United against Metro Stars, which was a good result considering Max Vartuli, their keeper, came off in the 37th minute as Carbos clears it. Not completely out of danger. Allegit. Hurst gets a touch in, but still not out of danger. And that counter-attacking opportunity for Para Hills is very short-lived as Tatu gets in. Wojcik back to Kasimovic. Maluel Nicola, who's switched to the left-hand side. Tried to slip it through to Alagic, who's just fallen off his feet there, but it will be another throw-in at a pretty high position. And Nicola opts to go back. Just back to that last week result for Adelaide United Youth. As we said, Max Vartuli coming off in the 37th minute after receiving a red card. So a little bit of an earlier entrance than expected from Larasesco. But he came on, did what he needed to do. All the way up until the 85th minute for Metro Stars to eventually score against 10 men. By then, though, Garuccio had already scored to put the Reds 1-0 up. So after going down to 10 so early for Adelaide United Youth to pick up a point out of that fixture, very encouraging result. There was a little bit of drama at Kilburn Sportsplex as well, where Para Hills travelled to play West Adelaide. There was a lot of opportunity for West Adelaide in the first half, which they weren't able to put away, but eventually in the 34th, Banjak converted for the home side. And it just seems like West Adelaide dropped off a lot during the second half, and Para Hills started to get a little bit of momentum, or they weren't really able to make much of some of the half opportunities they created. But in the 67th minute, Watson, I'll come back to that, as Garuccio plays it straight to the hands of Thomas Di Maria. Back to last game. Just 1-0 up for West Adelaide, and after not being able to put away their opportunities early, and Para Hills won a penalty in the 67th minute that Watson was able to put away, and then they were on level terms. A slightly discouraged looking West Adelaide eventually managed to put one away in the 94th minute by Dion Kirk to put themselves back in front very late and salvage 3 points from that one. Alagic finds Nicola. Here's Tatu. Tatu puts it back over the sideline. Carbos will throw it in. Touch from Siani. Wormley getting involved there, but now it's Adelaide United on the run again. Tatu with a rapid run, but eventually it's cleared away by Di Maria. Also just shield Ali Motashami off the ball, but now Reds come forward in attack again. Garuccio's waiting, but it goes over his head, straight to the hands of Thomas Di Maria. He's of the RA8 National Premier League South Australia. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RA8. Finds his brother. Garuccio to Alagic. Trips over the ball and spills it eventually. Here's Blomley, who spots Deho, making a dash to keep it in. He does. He's got Kazumovic in front of him. Crosses. Nishi's waiting there. Got a couple of options to help out. Chooses Siani. Goes back to toward the sideline. Deho comes up. There's a shot. Eventually taken, I believe it was from Conti possibly. Goes wide. It was one thing that we saw last week against West Adelaide when Para Hills broke going forward. They seemed to maybe be lacking confidence a little bit and not quite knowing what to do to actually convert. They have only scored 10 goals this entire season, conceding 93 along the way, so a little bit of a frightening statistic. It's been a steady slide throughout this season and suffering some heavy defeats. They only just kept in the RA8 NPLSA at the end of last season. It was only due to a very late goal at home against Metro Stars at the Paddocks on the final day, in which they were able to equalise. And a point was enough to save them and take their neighbours from down the road in Modbury down to State League 1. Now Modbury, of course, fighting to get back up. It was a very dramatic game, that round 22 fixture at the end of last year, and some pretty testing weather. They were down 4-2 at the 90th minute and managed to salvage a point. So got to admire the fight, but they won't get the chance to save themselves on the last day this year. Neither will Comets, for that matter, after not picking up any points against Metro Stars and also just running out of time to try catch Campbelltown and West Adelaide, the nearest neighbours at the bottom of the NPL ladder. Throw in. Taken quickly by Knight. Knight goes to Kasumovic. Nicola makes a bit of a dash on the near side. He wants this ball from Knight as he cuts in. Well cut off in the end. But they do win a corner. We have got an update from down the road. In fact, we've got a couple, one each for Croydon FC and Sturt Lions now. And they have just called half-time, so despite there not being a lot of action throughout most of that half, in terms of actual score, they get one each and cancel each other out by the break. Alagic sends it in, it floats past the back post and goes out. And now it will be a goal kick. 16th minute on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Right now, applications are open for the Football SA Variety Football Scholarship Program, delivered in partnership with Variety SA. The program helps remove financial and social barriers to football participation by supporting young people under 18 experience financial hardship, disability or social disadvantage. Round 1 applications close on the 30th of September. To learn more or apply, visit Football South Australia online as Adejo tries to get past the defender unsuccessfully. It was Luke Hurst that managed to cut him off, and we get back underway quickly again. Tatu with another darting run, but Di Maria catches that with plenty of time. Adelaide United win that throw-in after putting Yuto Nishi under a little bit of pressure. Nishi's been missing for a few weeks after suffering an injury. I think it may have been against Adelaide City. So a big in, but on the flip side, Jordan Watson, including that one goal for Para Hills last week. Mentioned the weather, or the expected weather, a couple of times already, but the sun's just poked its head out even more over pitch too. Alagic, and it goes out again. Sesko weighs up his options, eventually goes short to Mitch Knight. You do get the impression that Adelaide United are very content just to hold up play here and see the time tick down after their prolific couple of minute period where they put themselves 3-0 in front. Trying to get you some news from down the road at Regency Park about who the scorers were for either side in that first half. No confirmation of that just yet, but I can tell you it was Sturt Lions that got off the mark first in the 28th minute before Croydon drew level in the 39th. So it'll be less than 5 minutes or so away from that one getting back underway. Here's a chance, and it goes wide. Again, just touching on the situation. Adelaide United youth with 3 points sit in 7th. Croydon FC, assuming they share points, will end the round on 30 points in 6th. So it really becomes that two-way battle between Adelaide United and Croydon FC if the results stand. It's going to be a tough test for Adelaide United next week as they play at Jack Smith Park against Torrens Bacalla. Last time United managed to get a 3-0 win, but that was at Service FM Stadium on pitch 1. It's a bit of a different story when teams have to visit West Torrens Bacalla. Adelaide United youth do well to deny Para Hills again. An impressive record so far for West Torrens Bacalla at Jack Smith, and of course next week they will be trying to, well, they have to pick up all 3 points if they want to give themselves the best chance of winning the league. Who falls awkwardly, but he's back up and running. Looks like he'll be okay. Here's Motashami, who's dispossessed, and it goes out for a throw-in. Just touching on that fixture again for next week between Adelaide United and West Torrens Bacalla. Of course, after last night, West Torrens Bacalla sit in second on 44 points. Their goal difference is slightly better than Adelaide City, but trailing by that 1 point means 3 points is what they have to hope for, and also hope that results go their way in terms of Adelaide City potentially losing, which they've been impressive. Adelaide City, they do have a tough test next week though. It'll be FK Beergrad, and they'll face them at Frank Mitchell One Solution Park. So that's not going to be a tough one, but both their jobs simple. They need to pick up all 3. Sent across by Amlani Tatu, but it breezes across the front of Joey Garuccio. So we had relegation implications to fight for in round 22 at the end of last year with Para Hills involved. Looks like at the end of this year we're going to have maybe a 2-way contest between Croydon and Adelaide United Youth for that last playoff spot, and also looks like the title is going to be decided on that last day as well. It's Kasumovic. Malawal Nicola just going for a wander on that near sideline. Finds himself on the ball, goes back to Tatu. He plays one through for him to run into, and it's cleared. Nicola plays it in, then tries to bypass Carbos before it goes out for another goal kick. In terms of the broader situation, Metro Stars still have an opportunity to make that top 2 if West Torrens Bacalla do suffer a loss next week. Although Metro Stars will have a tough job hosting Croydon, who will be desperate to secure their top 6 as Para Hills potentially avoid conceding again there. Played forward, here's Adeho. He was the intended target, but it's Knight that gets the first touch to it. Kasumovic. Wojcic has just helped off the ball there, but he managed to find Kasumovic before getting that push. Kasumovic again just under the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. 25 minutes gone. Here's Alagic. He had Adeho and Nishi applying some pressure, but he looks quite comfortable out there, as do the Reds more generally. Motashami spots Nicola in plenty of space, and he should be able to get the cross off, although looks like he's going to try beat Nishi. Still with the ball, gets the cross across and goes across the forehead of Luka Blazovic and out for another goal kick. As we said at the start of the broadcast, our finals season gets underway next Friday with the HPG Home State League 2 Championship final. That automatic promotion spot is going to be up for grabs between Vipers FC and Pontian Eagles, the best from State League 2 North against the best from State League 2 South. The winner of that goes up to State League 1. The loser will get a second chance during the playoff series, but they'll have the hard road as Amlani Tatu with the footwork and converts as well. Another one goes past Thomas Di Maria as Adelaide United make it 4-0. Tatu makes it a brace. Well, interestingly though, although on the live ladder, Croydon FC and Adelaide United Youth are still separated by the point, given that they are just 1 point away at the moment. That could come down to goal difference. And we'll check in on that at the moment because I'm curious to see what the goal difference looked like going into this fixture. Garuccio plays it all the way back to Sesko. Sorry for the brief audio disappearance there. We should be back now as that ball goes out, and it will be a Para Hills throw-in. Di Maria clears. Adejo goes up and eventually gets a foot to it. Both Sammy Adejo and Scociani were waiting there. Eventually it's a loose ball for Larasesco. Nikola Alagic. Adejo gets a touch and turns it back the other way momentarily. Back to Sesko. 36 minutes gone on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Round 21 of the REA National Premier League South Australia. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with REA. Kusumovic to Nikola. Nice ball goes long, and Amlani Tatu receives it beautifully. The flag is down. He's got two players to get past now, and eventually it's put out by Para Hills. Adejo. Back to Wolof Adejo. Kellen Alagic in hot pursuit. Adejo still gets the cross off, but cut off by Kusumovic. Didn't seem like a whole lot of support from Para Hills there. Adelaide United just continue to not waste a whole lot of time in playing on. At that time, maybe a little bit too rushed, and they spill it. Here's Siani. Nishi's there. Will he get a touch to it? Well-measured contact from Manuel Nicola. Just puts him off balance, and Larasesco is able to get on the end of that. Knight goes to Kusumovic. Guruccio wants it, but plays it to his centre-back partner. Bit of a clumsy ball from Manuel Nicola. Sees Nishi get it. He's unable to do much except put it straight out for another throw-in. Knight opts to go for a short run. Kusumovic. Nicola has Nishi to get past. Instead, tried to play a through ball to Alagic, but it doesn't end up being that close in the end. Get you a little bit of an update from down the road at Regency Park. 53 minutes in now between Croydon FC and Sturt Lions, and still all tied up. Again, it was Sturt Lions that got off the mark first before Croydon responded. A draw won't really be enough for Sturt Lions if they want to achieve the final spot. Went into this round on 25 points, so unless they take all three against Croydon and also hope for a little bit of a trip up from Adelaide United and Croydon in the final round above them, wouldn't find themselves playing finals, as Carboss floats that over into the car park. So again, just going back to that other game, Sturt Lions have to take all three, and if Croydon want to secure that spot in the top six, at least for the week, they'll have to do that as well. But at the moment, Adelaide United youth doing a good job in trying to reduce that deficit of goal difference, and also just to make sure that that points gap doesn't open up. Again, they do have the opportunity to reduce it if they manage to pick up all three and Croydon in the draw. Here's Kusumovic. Back to Sesko.
Wojcik, he's happy to take his sweet time. This Knight goes to Kasumovic. Nicola and Amlani Tatu, both with some runs there. And Amlani Tatu tries from distance, but puts that well wide in the end. Yumatso finds Adeho. Watashami in the right place at the right time. He finds Tatu with a good touch to Garuccio, and he puts it wide. Real opportunity for Adelaide United to make it 5-0 in the first half there. Previous opportunities from Mamlani Tatu, maybe a little bit ambitious, but that one was really there for the taking. Di Maria bombs it forward as Alagic comes up and gets the first head to it. Adeho to Yumatso. Conti. As Adeho goes back. Yumatso again now. Callan Alagic working hard and does get a touch to it. Alagic a little bit slow to get back on his feet, but eventually does skip back up. Merritt. And it goes all the way back to Di Maria, who clears it to safety. And Deho working to win that high and wanted to take the throw in as well, but that goes the way of Adelaide United. Watashami. As Adelaide United go all the way back again. Nicola finds Tatu, who's dispossessed strongly by Kai Blomley. Knight. Thomas Yumatso just trying to be a little bit of a thorn in Sesko's side there and keep that pressure on. Adeho wins it high in the end and finds Siani, and they've got one. Para Hills one back. Still a big deficit to reduce, but helps the confidence of Para Hills. Makes their total goal tally for the year 11. And doubles Scosiani's individual goal tally. Again, it's been such a challenging year for Para Hills that these individual goals just seem so big. Here's Garuccio. It's Alagic. Nicola finds Garuccio under a little bit of pressure and he spills. Peak goes back to Di Maria, who'll thump it forward. Alagic gets his long leg up and denies Siani. And United will let this dribble out for a throw-in. Adeho trying to keep possession high. That's a good touch from Yumatso. Almost found the other Adeho on a little bit of a run. Managed to find Carlos in a bunch of space. He gets the cross off before Amlani Tatu gets to him. Yumatso winds up. Tries to put it low, but traffic in the way. Still not out of danger at the moment. Adelaide United, and just for the minute, Para Hills find themselves playing with a bit of a wind at their back. Peak finds Yumatso. Here's Adeho. He tries from distance and puts another one into the car park. Half-time has been called by Joseph Brzezowski. 5 goals from that first half in the end. Could have possibly expected a bit more from the Adelaide United side. There was one that Garuscio put wide and a couple shots from distance, but eventually Para Hills made the most of it, an opportunity. They converted to reduce the deficit to 3. But 4-1 the scoreline as Adelaide United looked pretty comfortable in control at the halftime break. We'll take a break now and we'll catch you for the second half shortly.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
I just want to make an impact.
Hop in.
Where are we going?
There are so many career paths with SAPOL, from operations to CSI. You can walk the beat or work somewhere a little quieter. If you want to make a difference, there's a career at SAPOL for you.
Hey, it's going to be all right.
Call up the search.
Find where you belong in blue. Search SAPOL Careers.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Playing the ball out now to his right back,
Busy now. Shatira overlapping run. Cittadini struck it well, and he's made it 2-0. Michael Cittadini with a fine right-footed strike. Great play by Satira as well to leave the ball for his.
Plays it short. Atkinson goes low. Atkinson and finds the bottom corner, and there's the goal, the opening goal. Daniel Atkinson.
To internationalist Jared Clark. But Metrostar still have it. Here they come again. Cittadini on his left. Clever cuts it back to Gow, and that's Hamish Gow-tastic for 1-0. What a finish, and that'll spark some life into this game.
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in high levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you'll surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
Got an injury on the weekend? Our walk-in sports injury clinic is open Saturdays and Sundays to support you. Located ground floor, Calvary Adelaide Hospital, Wakefield Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic is keeping you moving.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We are unbelievably proud to announce today a partnership with Variety, the children's charity, which will result in a scholarship fund for children within the state who are in need of help to participate in the game. The total amount of the fund is going to be $100,000. which is a significant amount, but it's going to support young children access football in the state.
One of the many trademarks that Variety has really is about inclusion and joy and community. And this scholarship partnership speaks to all of that. It allows children to be involved. It allows children from a community program to be involved across all communities, and above all, will provide them with a great sense of joy.
There'll be 3 tiers of scholarships. One of those is a participation scholarship up to $2,000. There will be 2 grants provided for pathway program players up to $5,000, and Tier 3 will be an inclusion scholarship between $500 and $1,000 to support young kids under the age of 18 whose families need support to access the game. We think it's a really important project that we've been working on for a period of time. Variety are an amazing charity. They provide so much support to the local community. The partnership's been made with Variety and Football South Australia contributing equally to the fund to the tune of a total amount of $100,000. We think it's an exciting development for the game in the state, and it's with great pride that we announce that today.
Still in the box, and it's another goal!
It's been a strange year actually. I think you at the top is for me, Berkshire, I haven't seen that really impressed me. Yeah, they really are. Because in that late city, like for me, other than they're up top, but they haven't really gone. Yeah, they've won important games and got enough results, but they haven't. We've got expected from the start of the year to play that win. Yeah, I thought they were going to be very dominant. I think for confidence, because there's a lot of young players there, they may keep a lot of them. Yeah, exactly. Which would be massive. Yeah. And then you know, potentially go up. Maybe they'll bring like Stevie back up next season. From what I heard, they're liking Isaac, who was the Para Hills, I believe, a couple of years ago. I think he's doing all right, but just has to build up a bit. So, yeah, we'll see. Welcome back for the second half from Service FM Stadium, round 21 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. Adelaide United versus Para Hills. First half, that was one-way traffic for the ball. You can see Para Hills put a little bit of a dent in Adelaide United late, and even playing with a little bit more confidence a little bit later on. But still, the early damage done for Adelaide United, which included 3 goals in about as many minutes inside of the first 5 or 10. Just too much for over to come, and it does seem like Adelaide United have been on cruise control since. Again, maybe even to a little bit too comfortable, which saw Para Hills get one back. At this point, though, in Para Hills season, their relegation fate has been decided. They're playing for pride, and there's a lot of young players in this side that are looking to impress, and maybe they'll even be part of the State League 1 campaign for next year, or go across to other sides and other maybe reserve sides across the NPL for next year. Nonetheless, they've still got one more round to go, and of course 45 minutes to go in this fixture as we get underway. Para Hills, the visitors in the white, now kicking from left to right. Of course, one other game underway. They had the head start and started half an hour before us. Regency Park between Croydon FC and Sturt Lions. That went into the half-time break at 1-1. I'm just having some issues getting the score for you at the moment, but I'll get for you that as soon as we can. Well, Thomas Di Maria gets this one back into play. And I can tell you it's 80th minute now at Regency Park. Still 1-1 between Croydon FC and Sturt Lions. In terms of the live ladder, if Croydon managed to take a point, it will be enough to keep them in that top 6, that finals position, as Adelaide United try to chase them down. Assuming Croydon do hold on to that point that it looks like they'll take now. I'm still going to this final round leading by 1. And also slightly ahead on goal difference, although Adelaide United seem like they're trying to equalise with that. Sesko to Kasumovic. Seemingly no changes for either. Actually, I'll make her liar of me quick smart. Riyad Rahidi has come on. And Kasper Kuzman has also come on. Possibly a third change for Adelaide United as well. I'll get you confirmation of that shortly. Looks like we did see a little bit of a change to the 17 named ahead of this match. Motoshami swings, and it's a bit of a loose foot to it in the end. So the final player on for Adelaide United, the third change, Sajjad Nasiri coming on. So again, 3 changes coming on. Riyad Rahidi, Kasper Kuzman, and Sajjad Nasiri. Lazovic goes back to Nasiri. Finds Motushami. He is Knight. Blazovic is trying to get to that just behind Jackson Merritt, but Merritt gets the defensive header to it and puts it out of play. Nasiri to Nicola. Nasiri switches it to Garuccio. Knight goes to Tatu. Nasiri punches it back to Larasesco. Fazo Ksimovic. Spots Garuccio, but it's a little bit too high and goes over his head. Siani and Adejo just trying to keep a little bit of pressure. They were rewarded for their persistence in that field in the first half, but now it's Manuel Nicola. Looked like he was trying to give something for Joey Garuccio to run onto, but falls to the hands of Thomas Di Maria. And again, Merritt finds Blomley. He plays it out to Adejo on the wing, but it goes out. Oluwafemi Adejo puts it back into play as Nasiri and Merritt battle it out. Now Mlani Tatu. Garuccio. Central to Knight. And now Para Hills just scramble to try to clear that out of danger. Blazovic. And that's put out by Damien Conti. Jackson Merritt to throw it in and get us back underway. Adejo. But Nasiri is there to see that ball out. Jackson Merritt, the man in the captain's armband for Para Hills, will throw it in. Matzo tried to keep it in play, but it goes out for an Adelaide United throw-in. Kuzman to Motushami, but it was under a good deal of pressure there. They win the free. Nasiri pays it on quickly to Garuccio. Plays it centrally to Tatu. Back heels it back. Now Manuel Nicola coming on the outside and he'll get a shot and converts. It's 5-1. The way of Adelaide United. Seeing a little bit more patience in the approach from Adelaide United, but when they do break, they can do so rapidly, and players like Manuel Nicola are just really able to punish them. Saw him all throughout the first half when he was on the near side doing those runs all afternoon. On that occasion, found himself in a lot more space and was able to convert. "5-1 in the 52nd minute on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. It's, of course, the second to last round, round 21 in the RAA National Premier League. Merritt goes back to Conti. Trying to give himself a little bit of space and shake Joey Garuccio. It will be in action with their midweek draw too, the Asia Cup qualifier. Garuccio goes short to Amlani Tatu. Blazovic back to Tatu. Ends up being just seen over by Matzo. 56 minutes gone on the One World LED and Sport System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Blazovic. Goes back to Garuccio via Rahidi. Garuccio has a shot from distance and that floats wide again. I can tell you down the road, the scores are still level in the 91st.
Apologies for that. Another little audio dropout, but we're back. Don't think you've missed anything over the last couple of minutes. Still 5-1, just that one goal to speak of in the second half for Adelaide United. As Para Hills try to reduce that deficit a little bit, and United just try to apply their dominance, because as we were talking about just before you did lose us, Croydon FC looks like they'll go to the full-time point of the game, drawing 1-1 with Sturt Lions, so that will leave just a 1-point difference if things stay as they are right now, and give Adelaide United Youth a chance to play for that last final spot. Of course, first 6 spots will all play as part of the finals. The top 2 sides will miss the first week of finals and advance straight to the 2-leg semis. While spots 3, 4, 5 and 6 will battle it out for those remaining 2 semi spots. Ali Motashami goes to ground, and Adelaide United Youth will win the foul. I believe it's Motashami who's still on the ground suffering a little bit at the moment. Our referee, Joseph Bushevsky, doesn't seem to think that it's too much of an issue, and indeed it's not, as he gets up and will get back underway. Vaso Kasimic will take the free. For Sajjad Nasiri comes in and takes it, plays it back to Laris Sesko. Maluel Nicola slips and turns it over to Para Hills. Di Maria thumps it long, the flag goes up. That foul committed by Sammy Adeho. Here's Knight. Nasiri to Kasumovic. Yamazzo fighting. Kasumovic still manages to stay in control. As Nasiri plays it back to Sesko. Maluel Nicola, and indeed Adelaide United Youth in general don't seem to be in a huge rush at the moment. Turned over to Para Hills, and it's Yamazzo set long down the line and played back to Sesko via Mitchell Knight. Kasumovic, Nasiri spots Blazovic, who should get to this first. He does. He's got Jackson Merritt to get past. Fights his way out of the corner and doesn't win the foul in the process. Sammy Adeho tried to navigate his way out via that wing before being by Amlani Tatu. And we've got another change, so it'll be 2 more substitutions for Adelaide United. It's Maluel Nicola and Joey Garuccio that have come off. I believe that's Izzy Monga and Karen Long who have come in. I'll get you confirmation of that shortly when I see the back of both of their shirts. Yep, no, it's those two, Karen Long and Izzy Monga. to put it back into play. Goes straight to Nasiri, who slips it through. A chance here for United. And it ends up going out after Di Maria and one of his defenders collide. Nasiri wasn't Nasiri slower. It was Riyad Rahidi trying to slip in and win that ball in a really high position. And the Para Hills player who not able to identify just at the moment. I'll get you confirmation as soon as I do. The trainer's just been called on. Still on the ground. Adelaide United, although not being in any great rush over the last 5 minutes or so, seems like they do want to get play back under the way off of this corner. Maybe a little bit concerning for the Para Hill player that's on his back at the moment. He hasn't moved around a great deal, hoping it's just a little bit of a knock that's got him just feeling the after effects a little bit, but the trainer having a good look at him, as is our referee, Joseph Przewski. The player's just been helped to his feet, and I can tell you now it's Jaden Carbos. He's over the touchline at the moment, still with the physio. Meanwhile, Adelaide United will get us back underway here. It's dealt with initially. Long finds Monga. He launches straight into the body of Damien Peake. It'll be a loose ball that Blazovic will let dribble over for a high throw in. Carbos is still getting tended to by the physio. I imagine it'll probably be a change for Para Hills. In fact, looks like one of the players is getting ready. I believe it's Konstantinos Tsiopoulos that will come on. Suvovic. Blazovic. Back to Nasiri. Izzy Monga sitting in centre back at the moment alongside Faizo Kasimovic. Adeho gets in the way of Amlani Tatu. Tatu with another touch. The series there to get on the end of it. Motashami with the footwork to play onto his right foot and launches from distance. That won't trouble Thomas Di Maria. Siani plays to the feet of Merritt before the series slides in. Blomley does well to win it back, and Merritt tried to play it through a little bit of traffic to Adeho, but spills it to Adelaide United again. Kasimovic again. Here's Peake. Adeho, but Monga will get there first. Adeho does very well, manages to keep it. He may even get a shot on. Monga's still pestering him. And eventually Adelaide United win it back. Tsiopoulos gives away the foul for Para Hills there, and Adelaide United play on quickly. He's long. Back to Blazovic. And goes back to long via Nasiri. Blazovic again. And ends up spilling it Here's Jackson Merritt for Para Hills. So a little bit too much on that touch, and Adeho is not able to get there. I can give you a quick update now because the other game this afternoon has finalised. So this is now the final fixture of round 21, which gives us a good look at how we're shaping up for round 22. Of course, the final round of the RAA and NPLSA. All those matches are going to be happening concurrently next Saturday night. So tune in on FSA Leagues. There's potentially going to be a little bit of drama around which teams make the playoff places, and of course the RAA NPLSA premiers will be decided as well. It's Torrens Bacalla and Adelaide City in second and first respectively, currently separated by just 1 point. Adelaide City will face a tough contest in FK Beergrad away, while West Torrens Bacalla will be playing away against this Adelaide United side, who will be desperate to pick up 3 points to give them the best possible opportunity to make finals. So as we said, for 1 and 2, that battle for who will finish top will play out. Currently in third spot, Metro Stars. FK Beergrad are in fourth spot, and that's the best they can do. Playford in fifth. Croydon FC just holding on to the top 6 after getting 1 point against Sturt Lions this afternoon. Adelaide United Youth can confidently claim that they'll finish the round in second on 29 points, just 1 point out of that top 6. Sturt Lions in 8th on 26. Campbelltown in 9th on 26. So we can say those two teams will miss out alongside West Adelaide a little bit further down in 10th on 25. Our relegation spots are Adelaide Comets and Para Hills. Comets having their fate decided after losing to Metro Stars last night at home. And indeed with Campbelltown also getting the win. Para Hills, unfortunately, knowing a few weeks ago that they'll be taking part in the HPG Homes State League 1 for next year. So again, catch all the action on FSA Leagues next week. It's going to be the perfect weekend to have a bit of a split screen going. Of course, it's the final round of the HPG Home State League 1 as well, including that top of the ladder clash between Adelaide Croatia Raiders and Adelaide Olympic. So evening fixture, concurrent fixtures in the State League 1 before the RAA and PLSA ones are at night. While yellow cards have just been shown, I believe, to Shkosiani from Para Hills. Still a little bit of chatter happening between a couple of those players and our referee. Going to be Amlani Tatu to take, and it's low, and it's just touched over the bar by Thomas Di Maria to deny Amlani Tatu. A little bit earlier, Amlani Tatu had a chance to launch from the spot, going the other way. Let Fazer Kazimovic take it on that occasion, but that time fancied himself and did a pretty good job with the ball, if not for Thomas Di Maria just getting fingertips to it enough to deny the young Adelaide United start. Corner for Adelaide United now. Sent in. It's Adeho that gets the touch for Para Hills. Still not out of danger. Just goes past Monga. And it looks like Para Hills have won the foul in the process. Thomas Di Maria, the former Mount Barker United player, to take. Olu Wafemi Adeho just trying to catch that loose ball, but it's dealt with comfortably by Adelaide United. Blazovic Goes too long. Goes back to Blazovic. He's got a couple of players in support in the middle. Just trying to get past Merritt. Tried to play it back to Kuzman, but sent back in and to the hands of Thomas Di Maria again. 73 minutes gone now on the One World LED and Sportable System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor solutions. We've spoken a lot about the final round of the RA and NPLSA, the HBG Homes State League 1 final round. We can now talk about the HBG Homes State League 2 Championship final. The best from the north faces the best in the south next Friday night. Kickoff at 7:15 p.m. rather, here at Service FM Stadium as Laura Sesko dives to get on the end of that one from Thomas Yamazzo. So don't miss that final for the State League 2 Championship against Pontian Eagles and Vipers FC. The winner of that one can claim their space in the HBG Home State League 1 for next year. The loser will still get a second chance via the playoff series. But it's going to be an exciting game. It certainly was last year when Eastern United secured their passage. What a way to kick off the final season as Thomas Di Maria puts that over the crossbar again. He's been kept very busy in this second half. Was kept very busy in the first half too, to be fair. So Adelaide United get ready to try and make something in this corner. Kasumovic with a little bit of an early run towards that back post. Delivery eventually comes short. Tashami puts it high and eventually goes out for a Para Hills throw, and it's going to be Siani wanted to take it. He still thinks that he should have been the one to take it, but it'll be an Adelaide United throw-in. Another change coming, and this time it's going to be Para Hills second, and it will be double. Of course, we saw Jaden Carbos come on before after copying a little bit of a knock, and now it's going to be Yuto Nishi and Thomas Yamazzo that come off for Para Hills. Let's take a quick look. I'll get confirmation in a moment of those two players that have just come on for Para Hills. Monga goes into Siri. Thrown in, it's Monga for Adelaide United that gets on the end of it. Here's Kasumovic. Forced to thump it high to clear. Mlani Tatu. Still under a little bit of pressure from the two Para Hills players, including one of the subs that's just come on, Halil Ibel. Izzy Monga. Fancy the option of Amlani Tatu. Now we're going back the other way again. Here's Jackson Merritt. And it goes out for a Adelaide United throw-in. And it's Blazovic that goes back to Monga. Kasumovic to Motushami Nasiri. He spotted a runner in the right-hand side in Rahidi. Launches the shot, but Di Maria deals with it. Jerry fancied his chances in winning that one high, and Puts it out for another Para Hills throw-in. Merritt. Merritt again tried to play it down the line to Sammy Adejo, but Blazovic gets in the way. A little bit of a apparent miscommunication between Motushami and Amlani Tatu there. It goes out for another Para Hills throw-in. Para Hills player flies in to try get to it. That was one of the subs, I believe. I'll get you confirmation of who that was that's come on for Para Hills wearing the number 8. Isael Di Cavallo, that second substitution that we mentioned earlier that came on alongside Hilal Ipektal. Bit of a tussle between Di Cavallo and Monga there, and Go gets on with it and clears. Scociani doing his best to avoid those 3 players in red. Conti tries to play it forward. Looks like the thought was to either play it into the path of either Di Cavallo or Merritt, but now it's with Adejo, who tries from distance and converts. That's a beautiful goal. One more back from Para Hills. Although you must suspect at this point in the game, it's only going to be a little bit of a dent in the result. But still, great individual effort from Sammy Adejo. I believe it's his first of the year as well for Sammy Adejo. Despite his playing as a striker for much of the year, he's been not rewarded for his efforts, and good to see in round 21 he's able to convert and does so beautifully. And again, we said it after the first goal as well. Every goal, every little win that Para Hills get on field, and Adejo wins it again. He may get another one. Takes an extra touch, and Sesko dives to it. A little bit of a call from the sideline below us. Well, I was about to make the point that every little miniature win just really helps the confidence of Para Hills, and you can tell that after Sammy Adejo scored that first goal, he really thought he was on for a second there. So 5-2 now in the 81st minute. The One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And our last scorer, Adejo, seems to be breathing heavy at the moment. I imagine he's probably feeling it after his efforts this afternoon. Siani goes to Merritt. Di Cavallo goes to the ground. He's still in control, but eventually Adelaide United do commit the foul, and it goes the way of Para Hills. Looks like Siani will get us back underway. Kai Blomley. Simopoulos sees it out for an Adelaide United throw-in. Here's Adejo, who tries from distance. And again, I'll go back to that earlier comment. Every time that Para Hills do get a little win, they seem to boost their confidence a little bit. And that time it's the other player bearing the Adejo surname, Oluwafemi Adejo, that tries from distance. That time, not rewarded. Blazovic. Kasumovic now. Amlani Tatu. Maybe hoping that Thomas Di Maria hadn't judged that as well as he did. Peak with Motashami in hot pursuit, and he goes out for an Adelaide United throw-in. Monga back to Nasiri. All the way back to Larasesco. Again, the keeper, one of the 3 changes made for Adelaide United going into this game. He came on last week in the 37th minute for Ali Motashami, who had to be pulled after Max Vartuli got a red card in last week's affair against Metro Stars that Adelaide United still got a good result from. Joey Garuccio found the back of the net for his side, even though they were down with 10 men. Metro Stars did manage to get a late equaliser, but taking a point at TK Shuttle Reserve with just 10 of them, a very good result for Adelaide United, and keeping him in the hunt for that top 6, as claiming all 3 points will do for them this afternoon. But Para Hills trying to do what they can late, chase down that deficit that's now been reduced to 3. Conti plays it to a little bit of a contested situation there between Riyad Rahidi and Simapellis. Nasiri now. Back to Kasumovic. Blomley coming in to assist Isael Dicolo, applying a little bit of pressure. Adelaide United certainly don't seem in any hurry at the moment. Ball comes over the top. Is Kieran Long. And Thomas Di Maria again does his job beautifully and clears that out to some immediate safety. Merritt hits the post. Could have been another one out of nowhere. And we keep saying that Adelaide United seem to be very patient at the moment, but as they're doing that, maybe leaving themselves a little bit vulnerable. Here's Amlani Tatu. He's got Conti to get past. Gives himself just enough room on the left foot. Now a bit of support's arrived in Siani. He's Long. And Para Hills win it back. Here's Adejo. Isael Cavallo just waiting to take his run, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication there, and it's a loose ball that Faizo Kasumic can calmly play back to Larasesco. Nasiri to Monga. Shami battling to win it high. Pectel. And it goes out for an Adelaide United throw-in. Tatu. Blazovic. Nasiri. Sees Motashami running, but Pete gets to it first. Conti goes to Siani, who lets it roll over. It will be an Adelaide United throw-in. Nasiri again. Back to Kasumovic. Here's Monga. Peak Manages to get on the end of that for Para Hills. Here's Adeho. And eventually 2 players go down. The free kick will go the way of Adelaide United. 88 minutes gone now on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Round 21 of the RA NPLSA will shortly draw to a close. And it will see Adelaide United Youth just 1 point out of that top 6 against Croydon, who, in sharing the points this afternoon, means they'll still just have a little bit of a question mark over where they'll end the season. So again, all 6 games in round 22 of the NPL will take place next Saturday night. Catch all the action on FSA leagues, of course, if you're not down at your local ground checking it out. We've got top spot still to be fought for between Adelaide City and West Torrens Bacala. That means the 2026 RA NPLSA premiers will be named during the final rounds. Of course, we'll find out who'll make the final spots. Here's Long. Di Maria goes to ground. He's able to recover and it's cleared away. Monga to Kuzman. Merritt. Para Hills just really fighting over this last 10 minutes or so. Tasu has Adeho to get past. Conti comes in and puts that out to be an Adelaide United corner. Maybe a slight amount of time added after 90, after Jaden Carbos went down and had to receive a little bit of treatment. We saw a couple of different substitution windows as well. That probably at least 2 or 3 minutes to be added on. And it goes over the top of everyone, including Izzy Monga, who was waiting just beyond the back post. And there the final whistle goes, and that will come to an end. 2 goals scored by Para Hills in response late, which will boost their confidence, but do nothing to change the outcome of this 2026 season. As we've said numerous times already, their fate is known. They'll spend 2027 in the HPG Home State League 1. But 3 points for Adelaide United at home, crucial in putting pressure on that top 6. By picking up all 3 in Croydon, leaving points on the table in their draw against Sturt Lions, they've closed that gap. So Adelaide United now just 1 point out of that top 6. Of course, Adelaide United will host West Torrens Bacala. That will be a game not to be missed. West Torrens Bacala would love to pick up the win and put the pressure on Adelaide City, make them have to get a win to secure that premiership in the RAA and PLSA. Meanwhile, Croydon will face last year's premiers in Metro Stars. They will have to take points, assuming Adelaide United get the win. So it's all to play for next week, of course, in the final round of the RAA NPLSA. It's been Simon Jimenez keeping you company for the last 90 minutes or so. And, of course, we look forward to your company again next week. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon.